What it is, it ain't, and what it ain't, it is the theme of a Virgo.
Notice the lonely man. How do you think he keeps his head on straight? Can you feel his rhythm? What do you think he visions when he squints at the line from behind those shades? Feel the summer's crest, overdressed in so much sweat. His skin begins to shake, it's the surface sweat. The nervous mess, overbearing and jaded from carrying the weight. Irritated and constipated, and a tall cup of player hated, funneled and consolidated into the shell of one man with a gun, riding that thin line between the program and the sun. And I don't hate you, I'm trying to relate to, wishing you could find a trap door to escape through. But if I see you as a threat to my seedling or my sibling, I'll die to pull the plug on your machine. And I might just find somebody, and I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody, and I might just find somebody, I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody. Can you see her? She spent her whole day in the theater, living her time in the life that she would prefer, and she stirs nothing, comes and goes as she wishes, surroundings oblivious to her whole existence. But if they only knew about the thoughts she can't seem to stop from coming through, coming across at a loss for dialogue, walking through the fog with her eyes closed and her mind gone. And now she lives in the films that she sees, in daydreams that she kills us repeatedly. I'm impressed with the tolerance she brandishes. If it was me, I would have snapped from the sheer over anxiousness. I'm waiting for the day she strolls through muddy waters and slaughters sons and daughters and bloodies mothers and fathers. Lovely little case study, castaway cutie, masturbating in the back of that matinee movie. And someday, one day, when the credits roll, she'll hold a pocket full of gunplay for the ignorant souls. Then we'll know to what depth awake touches sleep. May we walk the thin line between shallow and deep. And I might just find somebody, I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody, and I might just find somebody, I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody. He used to write his rhymes and recite his lines all the time. Sometimes he'd make them up right off the top of his mind. After doing shows for years, getting respect from peers, killed the ego looking at these people like they're weird. Road trips turn into head trips, became a hunger for sedatives and eccentric etiquette. Optimism needs to feed off self-esteem, but it seems as if he doesn't see and hasn't felt a thing. Records sell well, but still underground, travels town to town holding hands with fans that love the sound. When it comes around, let's hope he can enjoy it. Don't slow down momentum, afraid he might destroy it. When he stops to shake the hand, I doubt they understand that here now stands only the shadow of a man, having a hard time with life on a drum roll, walking that high wire, passing it off as humble. But it's a thin line between screams and smiles. He's seen the miles, wishing he could go home and read to his child. But tonight's the last day, put the button in the ashtray, lock the door and slit both wrists backstage. And I might just find somebody, I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody, and I might just find somebody, I might just love somebody, and I might just feel somebody, I might just kill somebody. And onwards, forwards, continuance, renaissance, encore, ignorance wrapped inside of innocence. Onward, forward, continuance, renaissance, encore, ignorance wrapped inside of innocence. Onward, forward, continuance, renaissance, encore, ignorance wrapped inside of innocence. Nothing but love for the music and its offspring, bouncing off of the box springs, trying to make it to the crossings. I might just, I might just, I might just, I might just.
In tomorrow I see no promise, and yesterday was like today.
Woke up, got up, near 11 o'clock, butt naked except I was wearing my socks. And that's cool, cause most of the time this floor is cold. Stand up and stretch, look around this mess. My place has been a cave since she left me. Make my way to the kitchen, start the coffee. Then dip to the bathroom, begin the triple S and wash the previous evening off me. Now out the shower, get dry, shove a Q-tip in my ear. Well, what do we have here? It appears as if a piece of me has got motivation. Ain't nothing wrong with a little morning masturbation. Fresh, dressed like 50 cents, clean and awake, now I'm ready to commence. Spark up the caffeine and nicotine binge, and that's pretty much the pattern of how the day begins. And I write for an hour, maybe half hour more. Then I put on my shoes and grab my key for the door. Put my headphones on for this world I ignore. Trek down the street towards the record store. Hey bro, how you doing? Anything new today? Man, how you been? It's the same old same again. Well then, I'll be gone friend, I'll see you around. And I'm out, destination uptown. In the summertime, the women wear a lot of skin, and if I sit in one spot, I can take them all in. Sometimes I even talk to see if I can make one grin, and if not, it's cool, I ain't gonna take it personal. It's cool. From Ann Landers to Annie DeFranco to Orphan Annie, I love all women, but most of them just can't stand me. I don't know, maybe it's my hair or my clothes, or maybe she noticed that you was digging in your nose. Either way, it's okay, I wasn't trying to get laid, I just wanted to say, I hope you have a great day. And then she stopped with a smile that began to blush. Here, take my number, call me up, I come over and make you lunch. I got up and headed down towards the bookstore to check the titles that my man Michael's got me looking for. My visit was short, cause I just couldn't feel that cat behind the counter acting like I'm here to steal. So I dipped back out into a cloud of tattoos, pierced body parts and colorful hairdos. And I questioned, did Babylon resemble this? Are we getting any closer to the end of the list? A sensuous kiss placed on apocalypse. We teach them how to make a fist but not to resist. And I'm wondering, how do we find this position? But people are people and I still love them, especially the women. Onwards to the coffee shop, maybe Muddy's for a refill, and some sociological studies see the junkies while they coexist with the sobers. All the bugging of eyeballs, the shrugging of shoulders. And that's when I saw her sipping the water. I wanna kiss her mom just for having this daughter. Excuse me miss, I don't mean to come across strong, but I've been waiting a while and you've been taking too long. And she smiled and I began to blush. She asked if I'd like to go to the bathroom and make some love, and I got visions of us and the mirror getting steamed. And that's the very moment I woke up from the dream. Woke up, got up, near 11 o'clock, butt naked except I was wearing my socks. And that's cool, cause most of the time this floor is cold. Stand up and stretch and look for my soul.
In tomorrow I see no promise, and yesterday was like today. In tomorrow I see no promise, and yesterday was like today. In tomorrow I see no promise, and yesterday was like today. In tomorrow I see no promise, and yesterday was like today.
A city of fools, I wanna bash whoever's responsible for this incomprehensible lack of passion. The sucker's been seduced down to the stick, and the peasants fill their bellies with the poisons you omit. I've come to separate the heads and shoulders of these tracing paper soldiers that have been designated to take it over. I'ma roll a couple of boulders off the cliff on the road below. Look out below, cause I don't know what I'ma hit. Yeah, I live by the word until I die by your sword. Even when I'm dead, my head will live inside your RCA chords. I'll wait for the right time, but it resembled nowadays, descended on the earth to put an end to all your holidays. The assassin, covered in plain clothes, smothered the sunlight and set flame to your rainbows. And then came the storm. Bewildered those that didn't contemplate fate disguised as the norm. And when the smoke evaporated and the damage was assessed. The casualties were counted as they looked upon the mess. As they focused their eyes on the horizon, who to guess? All that stood atop the hill was number 7 silhouette. With his head splitting tears, cement breaking, weeping for these people walking in they sleep. People walking in they sleep. My talk is not as cheap and my thoughts are not as deep as the day I woke up to discover I lost my sheep. Head splitting tears, cement breaking, weeping for these people walking in they sleep. People walking in they sleep. My talk is not as cheap and my thoughts are not as deep as the day I woke up to discover I lost my sheep. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, I beg 1,000 pardons for each word I've used for personal gains, but the letters that float through my head to mold my sentences could never be contained by your simple picture frames. For every intoxicated moment I hate life, I strive to balance my aura by dancing with the light. Sometimes it's difficult to stay quiet, I fight it each time I find myself walking across your eyelids, wishing the malnutritioned imagination of yours could see the truth you breathe through each one of your pores. And now the days are drastic, the nights last forever. Wanna tear this motherfucker up and put it back together. I'd like to ask the cats that act like they my peers, have you spent the energy I've spent trying to count the tears? One of these days I'm gonna climb the tallest building of all, give a warning to those below and let the tears fall. All the head splitting tears, cement breaking, weeping for these people walking in they sleep. People walking in they sleep. My talk is not as cheap and my thoughts are not as deep as the day I woke up to discover I lost my sheep. Head splitting tears, cement breaking, weeping for these people walking in they sleep. People walking in they sleep. My talk is not as cheap and my thoughts are not as deep as the day I woke up to discover I lost my sheep.
Nobody sees except my mirror on the wall. Nobody sees except my mirror on the wall.
The damage overseen by anyone that comprehends. The anguish felt only by the ones that invest. The language was primitive, the listener complex, and everyone was trying to define success. All the self-proclaimed prophets dressed up to look like poets, pretending to be martyrs that they're not. You can learn all their names and ingrain them on your brain's memory so you can spout them off the top. You'll kill them all and let God give them haircuts. The flood has begun and no one has been paired up, so I'ma take a second to beckon the downfall of your so-called civilized nation. Yo, stop the sound now. What's your name, fool? Rappers stepping to me. They wanna get some, but most of them should go and try to boost their monthly income. Speaking over beats is the only time I feel complete. I don't hear the weak and I don't fear defeat. So what you got? Connect the dots. I raise the pot, remove the blood clot from the brain of hip-hop. The name remains in tip-top shape. I'm still the whack rapper scapegoat and the aim of their hate. I came in late and took a chair in the rear, but my classmates were unaware how long I've really been there. My peers have been held back for years, holding back the tears. Everybody knows our name like we was a cast from Cheers to the good times. Tonight is mighty special, so fasten your seatbelts, cause I'ma launch this vessel. Ain't gonna land until I'm bigger than Expo, and bigger than ecstasy, and bigger than techno. I wanna be bigger than Jesus, and bigger than wrestling, bigger than the Beatles, and bigger than breast implants. I'm gonna be the biggest thing to hit these little kids. Bigger than guns, bigger than cigarettes. A few years ago, an ex-girl of mine asked me to keep her name out my rhyme. So I said this rhyme that I'm about to say. It came from the heart and it went this way. Go to hell, girl, you make me sick. I hope your new boyfriend gets cancer in his dick. Now what the fuck makes you think I'd put your name on my record? There, nah, I feel a lot better. You know what? I ain't drank 40 since I became old enough to drink. I'm not caught up in what the fuck these people think, cause when I die, they're gonna find the missing link. But tonight I'm gonna vomit in the kitchen sink. I'm surprised more of y'all don't get hit by cars. Missing your surroundings, staring at the stars. I'm lonely without a woman that wants to spar. That's why I spend so much time in these bars. Drunk poolside, screaming do or die. Looking at the water, asking who am I? Saw my reflection, yes, I'm super fly. As you can guess again, I'm too damn high. But I'm bigger than Jesus, and bigger than wrestling, bigger than the Beatles, and bigger than breast implants. I'm gonna be the biggest thing to hit these little kids. Bigger than guns, bigger than cigarettes. What they say to you, but they said drop dead. I can't, I got a lot left. More than just another arrogant asshole pothead in the top 10 of who you'd love to hear on tracks. Smiling for the camera while I surf upon your earwax. This beer's flat, she kisses like a stripper. Coming to terms with my status as a drifter. Girl, I'm only in this town for one night, and these neon lights keep me distracted from my flight. I feel like a legend on a leash, making an effort to break every piece that I can reach. Yeah, I got something to say and even more to teach, but first let me scrape these feces from my cleats. Standing on the roof, complaining to the moon. The only time I tell the truth is when I'm naked in my bedroom. Soon I'ma reap the harvest of my struggles, but for now all of y'all can call me Slugger. I'm gonna be bigger than Jesus and bigger than wrestling, bigger than the Beatles and bigger than breast implants. I'm gonna be the biggest thing to hit these little kids, bigger than guns, bigger than cigarettes. Give it here, give it here. Bigger than Jesus and bigger than wrestling, bigger than the Beatles and bigger than breast implants. Bigger than Jesus and bigger than wrestling, bigger than the Beatles and bigger than breast implants. Yeah. Bigger than guns, bigger than cigarettes. Don't ever fucking question that. 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 Enough to hold you to the brightest of lights, to place you dangerously close to that sun. Enough to acknowledge the flaws you can't ignore and recognize the cause of what's done is done. More than enough to put my name behind my ideals and neglect my logic twice daily. Enough to keep me looking for my Lucy in the sky with gems when I remember how you used to call me baby. Enough to look in my mirror with detest for every tear you shed regardless of why you wept. Enough to curse any man who can't appreciate the depths of the ocean I swam till I ran out of breath. I love you, don't ever fucking question that. That's why we'll probably never get along. If I was better at finding the right words to say, I wouldn't need to write these motherfucking songs. I love you. I love you. Never. Don't ever fucking question that. I love you. Don't ever fucking question that. Riding the public transit, I study the blank stares to answer my questions of how and why I got so many gray hairs. I take care of the nervous that runs through my extension cord, and I reflect on that reoccurring dream where we met the Lord. Single file lines to give her a pound one at a time, but when I faced her I attempted to embrace her. She looked so fine. I awoken from my sleep before her bodyguard had the chance to beat me to submission, and I still walk with my religion. I watch the children scurry in circles around a two-way mirror, worrying about which side of the glass projects the reflection clearer. I hear the whispers of the wind trying to get me to grin, gassing me up about the love that I plucked and I've been stuck within. For every eclipse that stares at me from the other side of a paper cup of espresso, I light a match beneath the kettle, and for every set of lips that come attached and equipped with that program to seek success, I bleed my ethics at a slow drip. I know a man who met a woman, don't remember where. Big beautiful eyes and light brown hair. She was from the burbs, he was from the south side of the city. This was back when Franklin Avenue was still pretty. Two different worlds apart, but the world is just a small town. We all know how people like to get down. Here we go, Aquarius, Pisces, feel the flow of the fluid as I swim through it. To free my soul, push up the cane without the glove, numb the pain, the magic from up above. What it does for the brain, make the love, paint the picture, write the song. The player met a virgin, made a Virgo, named him Sean. Make the love, paint the picture, write the song. The player met a virgin, made a Virgo, named him Sean. Make the love, paint the picture, and write that song to the break of dawn. I love you, don't ever fucking question that. That's why we'll probably never get along. If I was better at finding the right words to say, I wouldn't need to write these motherfucking songs. I love you, don't ever fucking question that. That's why we'll probably never get along. If I was better at finding the right words to say, I wouldn't need to write these motherfucking songs. I love writing all of these songs. Make the love write and all of the write the song. Make the love write the picture, write that song. Make the love write the picture and write the song. I love you. I love you. Now when you come to apply for the job, don't tell them that you're homeless, cause I promise they won't hire you. And if they like your songs, just nod your head and play along. Never tell them what inspires you. I'll bet my fans know me better than my friends do, because my friends don't pay that much attention. The fans memorize every single sentence, which makes them far too smart to ever start a friendship. I need to start writing pieces about other people's problems, cause the strangers are starting to get worried. I'm in a hurry to try to slow the system down a bit and find happiness before I hit 30. Okay, I've said too much. I wear my heart on my sleeve when all I need to do is write a hit. Somebody should have showed me how to shut up and breathe, cause there's a time and place to bite your lips, man. It goes peace to phobia, for the boots made for walking. Now if only Best Buy could break me off with a Walkman, everything would be fine. I could spend time smiling instead of pulling a sad clown around this island. I've got no suggestions, well, maybe one. Leave my type alone when you decide to touch that microphone. See, me and you, we on different pages, we're in different stages, we've got different favorites. I'ma let you do your thing, just as long as your thing ain't got a single thing to do with me and what I'm trying to bring. But if my name crosses your lips, you better guard your tongue. Pardon me, give me my respect and keep it all in fun. If I had some extra time, I'd walk around and shake everybody's hands, like, yo, how you doing, my man? But I'm not allowed, I'm trying to beat the clock now, so I'm out right after I rock this crowd. It goes hola, 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 yeah, hola, hola, hola. It goes hola, 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 hola. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And all I ever wanted out of life was rhyming, either from me or an innocent bystand. I wasn't that picky, just give it to me quickly, whatever it takes to cook these cakes. You wanna hear your voice, but don't know nothing about the breaks. And it's obvious you haven't found your place. Got me asking, who is he? How'd he end up in my city? I'm the crocodile that the trucker tried to wrestle. I'm the main ingredient from yesterday's special. Close the hole and push that level. I'll chop the head off the devil and I'll throw it at you. And I'll be damned if I ever climb another tree. From here on, the squirrels and birds can come to me. From sun to sun and from she to she. Girl, they call me Slug. Do you wanna make love? Now all the leaders in the place, throw your hands in the air. All the feeders in the house, throw your hands in the air. All the thinkers here tonight, put your hands in the air. Anybody we forgot, you can stand there and stare. Yeah, you remember Track Smart. Off to a bad start. The weight I used to carry got buried in the backyard. Caught between a scotch and a cinnamon Pop-Tart. The bell doesn't work, fool, you better knock hard. Line by line, I'm doing fine. I design my mind for my time. And when my kind does leave behind, they'll find that I was the one that died trying. I would never trade the way I am for the way I'm not. My crew is kinda popular, we get to play a lot. And my son thinks that I'm the coolest thing in the world, because he's still too young to fall in love with girls. It goes, yeah, you are listening to the cool sounds of Atmosphere. From Minneapolis, Minnesota, giving a shout out to the whole world. But we'd like to tell all of y'all, it goes hola, hola, hola to y'all. Hola, hola, hola to us. Hola, hola, hola. Now band, shut up, let the bass man do his thing. Shush. it's like this, and it's like this, and it's like that, and it's like that, and it's like this, and it's like this, and it goes hola, 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 it goes. If I was a rich man, I'd buy you some shoes, tall boots for all the dirt you walk through. But what would that do? Enable you to deal without schooling you on how to touch what's real? And if I was a smart man, I'd tell you everything that I knew. I'd give it to you every time you need a talking to. But what would that do? Teach you my guidelines so you could be a cheerleader at your game on the sidelines? And if I was a driver, I'd keep my headlights on to see the difference between right and wrong. I'd wear my seatbelt even when I'm in park, cause I don't trust the other fools that cruise through these parts. And if I was a better cook, I'd hook up a feast, set a table full of food for the children to eat. I'd encourage the nourishment so we can breathe with the knowledge that we got something accomplished. And if I was Santa Claus, I'd fight for the cause, wouldn't expect nothing in return. I'd give you everything you want, I'd be everything you need. You could take my hand and I could take the lead. And if I was an honest man, I would stop writing songs. I'd break for a nervous breakdown for breakfast. Tell everyone I knew to stay away from making music. It ain't nothing but a confusing mess. And if I was you, I wouldn't hear a word I said, wouldn't trust nothing that started up inside my head. I'd make a conscious effort to live instead of trying to kill the monsters that reside underneath the bed. And if I was a hurt man, I'd find a way to put my faith into a woman that could take me from today. Maybe I need somebody that could save me from the parts of myself that keep making me crazy. And if I was a wise man, I'd climb to the top of the mountain peak to think about strength versus weakness. I'd find a point that rests a couple of feet above your head and figure out how I could try to help you reach it. And if I did have a choice, I'd never want to live forever. Just let me have a voice so I can make my points. I can't imagine running a race with no finish line. Just let me keep my pace and make the most of my time. I love giving, but I'm bad at receiving. The truth is I'd prefer to be the one bleeding, but I'm a paranoid that stays between play and work. Cautious and aware, cause I'm afraid of being hurt. Which brings me to the issue, and that would be this: how often must I ask myself why I exist? I feel like a freak, this world is a circus, just trying to find myself as well as my purpose. And if I was Santa Claus, I'd fight for the cause, wouldn't expect nothing in return. I'd give you everything you want, I'd be everything you need, and you could take my hand and I could take the lead. And if I was Santa Claus, I'd fight for the cause, wouldn't expect nothing in return. I'd give you everything you want, I'd be everything you need, and you could take my hand and I could take the lead. I got nothing but gifts, keep it up in my wits. Got me drunk on the fifth, and now we stuck in the ditch. And as dumb as it gets, I'ma run you some fibs. I wanna touch your lips, I wanna rub your hips, put a glove on the fist for the love that exists. We'll keep bumping the hits to get my bucket of chips. From the Bloods and the Crips to the skateboarding chicks, put the atmosphere on your Christmas wish list. Nothing but gifts, keep it up in my wits. Got me drunk on the fifth, and now we stuck in the ditch. And as dumb as it gets, I'ma run you some fibs. I wanna touch your lips, I wanna rub your hips, put a glove on the fist for the love that exists. We'll keep bumping the hits to get my bucket of chips. From the Bloods and the Crips to the skateboarding chicks, put the atmosphere on your Christmas wish list. .30 a.m. Alerted to life by a song on the radio. The evening is over. Another morning, another opportunity to do something progressive, to prove that he's worthy. Up and out the door by 9 o'clock. The sun is shining up and down the block. There's children on the corner waiting for a bus that will take them to school and exploit their trust. He starts the car, sparks with one crank. It's those good old-fashioned American mechanics. And even though he'd rather own a new import, it's dependable and more important, it's all he can afford. He stops by the coffee shop to pick up some smokes and a cup of joe. Back into the Ford with the windows rolled up, so when the radio rocks, he can sing along freely. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. At the top of his lungs, the words burst through shameless. Pushing that green, trying to beat the time. Oh well, whatever, never mind. Nothing else matters when you're knifing through traffic. Wishing it was a stick shift, it's an automatic. Listening to the road, the voice of the nomad. How he'd love to leave, drive away, never go back. Wheels keep on turning, 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 and turning. Alone is when he finally feels like a person. Light another Nat Sherman, crack the window, feel the wind blow. Serenity tenfold. God bless whoever invented sunglasses. And while you're at it, save the saints that work the fast food drive-thrus. Objects are closer than they appear, cause when you're by yourself, there ain't nobody else to lie to. Talk radio gets a lot of play in his vehicle. It teaches him topics to discuss with real people. So when he stops to get gas or hit that coffee shop, his neurotic ass can act like he knows a whole lot. Pour some sugar on me, my counterfeit personality. He's a loner, Dottie, he's a rebel. He's gonna drive the Escort to the middle of that meadow. Thinking about how he could leave this city, fill the tank and towards the water he'll flee. Or maybe he should just go get a picture at the CC and find a stool at the bar where he can stare at the TV. Either way, tomorrow will be just like today, and that's all it takes to make the change. He loves to drive more than he loves being alive, and this town doesn't even know his real name. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist. It goes bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove the Ford to the border to disturb the order. If only had he known that he wouldn't be missed, maybe then he could have grown to exist.
A circle is perfect, but the world isn't round. Virgo can prove it.
under sea at night, sleeping with my flashlight, and in the afterlife I hope the AC works, so while I wake, well I'ma pass out and taste this curb. And she attacked with flirts, smacked my nerves, wearing that black skirt, got my nature so hard it made my back hurt. I cracked a smirk cause I was dumb and drunk. She gave a wink and a smile and dropped the quarter in my cup. Yeah, people are kinda odd, so I keep my eyebrow raised. I only hear the words for what they mean, know what I mean? And I do believe in God, cause I keep coming across all these fine women with low self-esteem, you know what I mean? I've got attention deficit, I've got the bedroom eyes, I've got the storms in my head, I've got my telephone voice. I've got to make a decision of whether I live or die. I'd rather just run, cause either way it's one hell of a choice. Yo, my car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. But in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape, put my foot on the brake, shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate. Now I'm giving back everything they gave me, not a damn thing. It'll take more than a good DJ to save me. I'm not dancing, I can't seem to make up my bed, much less my mind. So I'ma take another puff to my head and press rewind. I wish this car had cruise control so I could rest my legs. I've got this itch to prove my soul and test my fate. Doing honey in a 65, got stopped by a copper, caught, spotted and radared by a chopper. Wisconsin style, over the limit by 40 miles. Watch me smile, cause I ain't been round here for a long while. Grabbed my paper, gave a thank you, have a nice day. Yo, word of advice, trade the donuts in and get some rice cakes. Back to my travels, running from my shadows, passing hitchhikers and bikers, honking the horn, harassing the cattle. Bareback, sticking to the seat, sweat dripping from the heat, digging through a cooler of I'm looking for something to eat. Yo, there's a Hardee's at the next spot, don't wanna, but I need to, cause I'm craving something to chase the taste of this tequila. Yeah, you guys got, can you put some barbecue sauce? I want check it out, I want the honey bun, chicken pebbles, no, onion bun, onion rings, extra pork. Word up, can you supersize that? Yo, you got kind of a pretty voice. Yo, what time you get off work? 90 East towards Chicago, on my way to Cincinnati, and I won't ever let them catch me, I won't ever make them happy. Hide your wives and your daughters when I'm passing through the hometown, casting line into the water, catching goldfish out your bowl. Now I'm as cool as the cat that came to school just for lunch. I'm the rebel, pissing in the public pool just for fun. High speed in the sun, everyone is speaking in tongues. Find the talk radio station, turn it up so it bumps. Don't cry, girl, I'm out and I'ma make my way east, cause everyone in my world is taking my peace. I need release, and I don't think I'ma find it between your legs. I'm just joking, I'm only going to the corner to get some eggs. So while she starts making the coffee, I toss my bags in the back seat, and I can remember it all like it must have happened last week. Sometimes I stop to think of all the money I've spent, how I'd rather live in a tent than bust my ass to pay the rent. But I'm eager to pay my dues, and I'd be glad to pay the toll, and I've agreed to sing the blues ever since the day I broke just loose. Like a blindfolded child walking through the toy store, voice not even aware that the world is my oyster. My car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. But in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape, put my foot on the brake, shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate. My car is like my own personal universe. She's my drug and it only takes 12 bucks to fill her up. And in my galaxy there ain't no room for Earth, so I'm leaving it cause I can feel the oil pressure building up. Turning over the ignition of my solar system, check the gauges, pushing the tape, put my foot on the brake, shift existence, light my cigarette and take it state to state until I crash into my fate.
This is one of those songs that you can sort of clap along.
Hides the eyes beneath the bill of the cap, marks amongst the flies that hover over the map. Here lies, but only when there's a reason. Measures life by the tragedy, the comedy, the season. Pour it, handling and managing it. income. Got enough love to pass around and then some. Been done that there, a name you can trust. Read the whole matchbook and put a flame to the brush. Good with pets and rips up sex. With the show in biz, trying to give what you get. When you let him run free with the thought, pull the line in and try to see what you caught. I ain't all that bad, but I ain't all that great. Went back to the lab and began to mutate. Wait, I still look the same, still got the same dumb name. Ain't a damn thing changed. But if you like surprises, I know of a party where they all dance around to your heartbeat. Bring your own agenda and embrace your flaws. Let's put a face on this common cause. And he said some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. Stay gold, pony boy, stay true, outspoken. Make a record, Mr. Gangster, and get them all open with the theories, the stories, the truth, the myths. It's all therapy on top of turntable riffs. This industry's big, so big in fact that we can all get some and we can give some back. And if it's done correct, we'll make more than noise. So pick it up and pick me up when you're bored with the toys. As a child, hip-hop made me read books, and hip-hop made me wanna be a crook, and hip-hop gave me the way and something to say, and all I took in return was a second look. Son, you shook, cause ain't no such thing as halfway there. Getting good at acting like you just don't care. The circle of life, you're trying to make it square. Conditioning self to sit still and stare. Oh, where have all the sheep gone? Burnt down the farm and turned the TV on. John Coltrane, Marvin Gaye, and Bob Marley all get invitations to my party. He said some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. And if I spent any more time inside my head, I'd probably need some leather straps attached to my bed. And if I go another day without eating a meal, I'm gonna show you what it means to keep it real. And if they keep shooting guns up and down my block, I swear to God I'll be the first one to call the cops. And if I gotta hear that song ever again, you gonna have to share some of that beer, my friend. They mistake me as happy, go lucky, just another face head bobbing nobody. But from where I stand, they sound like spies, filling all the children's heads with lies. Well, alright, get your money right, but right now tonight I want you to pick a side. So when you got your power and you got your cheddar, let's get together, soldier, overthrow this hold and make these roads better. Bring it on, right now. He said bring it on, right now. He looked you in the eye and he said bring it on, right now. Ain't nothing but a party, y'all, let's get it on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same song. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on. Some got pencils and some got guns. Some know how to stand and some of them run. We don't all get along, but we sing the same songs. Party for the fight to right, we'll right on.
Trying to lift her, pull her. 6 in the morning and I'm taking a nap in the back of the car, waiting for the stars to snap. The scars on my cap remind me of the time we went to Fargo with a car full of anxiety, an angel's breast and a tank top. She started at my heart, she's trying to make it stop. And if I haven't learned nothing, then I've learned a lot. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Give it up, turn it loose for the sake of life. If I knew now what I knew, then I'd make her my wife. I've been chasing these mice for too long, debating with God about who's right and who's wrong. Got a new song to sing, a little happier, hurting that I didn't learn the words until after the fact. But the matter is a matter of fact, I doubt that I'll ever even try to work it out to having her back. Used to skip classes, now I skip breakfast. Never skip practice, and I need to flip the mattress to help me forget the kiss, the lips, the soft. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. I'll tear down these walls, let the chips fall. Let's all go outside and play a game of kickball, laugh a little and live a lot. she squeals and giggles when I hit that spot. If you give me a minute, and I can finish my beer and move a tad bit closer to the limits of here. And when it gets clear and the sun comes back, we can drive too fast, we can fly off the tracks. Tuck in your shirt, hike up your skirt. Welcome to the jungle where the tigers give birth. I only took my time because she looked so fine, and it makes me crazy trying to pay them no mind. You should save your spine and stay on the struggle. Shoot the trouble and keep the timber subtle. My rent just doubled because they took my roommate, and I'm keeping these movies because they all passed the due date. Close, cover before striking. Lick a missile at the bird and try to cripple its right wing. And I end every sentence with a dot, dot, dot. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Said out loud, we must network. Should have been more specific. Now have this daily pressure. Some of them just don't get it. Leave me at the beginning, start over and do it well. Shut my trap, stop complaining, stay sober and step on shells. My oh my, yours oh yours. And when it snows it pours, and when I'm running out of fire I just open the doors and go sit on the porch and watch the neighborhood wars. But I've got the sun, and I've got my son, and I've got my will to run until I'm dead and done. And this is for the love we found and the love we lost. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it. Mama had a baby and his head popped off. We did all that we could to try to reattach it. I couldn't do it, so I picked it up and threw it off the building just to see if all the children were quick enough to catch it.
better find a way, you better do it soon. It's like the middle of May and you've only got till June. And if I'm forced to watch you touch the torch to that spoon even one more time, I swear to God, I'm gonna implode. The sky's too high to hold, too thick to pet. So fold up the 2 bits and hide them in your wallet, in your pocket full of trauma. In love notes you wrote to the angels gathered around the pole, crooning the stars strangled the band. Laid in a bed made from propaganda and roamed the avenues of humility. And I kept the toothbrush in the glove compartment next to the napkins for when I'm finally privileged and touched with a permanent address. And I'll be relaxed after this gin and tonic, and I'll bless your track after the impact of a comet. And I'll pay the mortgage after I finish paying homage. I promise, consider it accomplished. For every cigarette butt that's trying to climb out of my ashtray signifies another phase in this cascade. The great migraine. We think it's difficult enough to just live, much less gain. Well, I put my $2 on the table just like the sign says. Proceeded to ask God to give me one good reason why we shouldn't perish. She says as careless as we are, unstable as we seem, selected few of y'all have found something to cherish. I counted that, maybe just to be argumentative, I don't know. But I was like, yo, can't we spare the ones that are worth it? She's like, no, I need the comparisons. I think she could tell by the way I'm responding that I'm getting a little nervous. So I went far left and just said thank you. Thank you for the time, for the mind, for the breath, for the flesh. Thank you for the quest. Thank you for the vision that spawns anxiety, trying to see and feel why I'm living. Time is money, every moment is costly, so I ration emotion, cause existence exhausts me. Oddly enough, I'm happy I ain't famous. Imagine waking up to the fact that you're simply entertainment. I bet God thinks you're amusing. catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much, and much of what I know catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much, and much of what I know catches a what are you doing? Running from the law, not my favorite hobby. I'm relieved that I saw the speed trap before he saw me. I don't need another ticket. I've got a collection in the glove box. They make great souvenirs because they weigh less than rocks. Man, you better slow your roll. Let the numbers get low, like a 55 stroll to move past the patrol. I hope you don't already know about my top speed, like the helicopter radar that caught me outside of Milwaukee. I'm still living this life, trying to escape the problems, quick and quiet at night, just like the insects and the goblins. It's the gas fumes, the fast food. It's all of the above. It's meeting women for a weekend and falling deep in love. As good as it gets, and it's as bad as you make it. But ain't nothing like bathing in a freezing river naked. And I really don't know much, but I know enough to know now that I'm lost. I've never been so found, so in touch. Take this job and give it to someone else. Corn on the cob is better when it's hot with melted butter on top. Could warm the soul, but this one's cold, cause I stole it off the side of the road. I'm not a real thief, I don't steal more than I need. Everything I take I eat, I never do it for the greed. I'm just a gravel trail type of man. Pull the car behind the brush and get in touch with your farmland. So if you got a healthy looking garden in your backyard, I pull over to admire, then I check for a dog. And if the area's clear, I'll be back here tonight. Set dinner for one under the moonlight. Discover the lights when I really don't know much of the stars. Just getting on, just a breeze, that's my surprise. Carrots, tomatoes, green beans, cabbages, rhubarb, cauliflower, corn, radish. Here it comes, here it is, and there it went, sunrise. Alright, now it's time to get on with your life. Loaded up the Ford with all the rations, supplies, and hit the road to fly the friendly skies. It's been about a month since I left St. Pauli, girl behind, punctured the heart, but it was for her own good. I left her sitting in the kitchen with the breakfast dishes and gave a name to this distance that she never would have understood. Roll the window down, got the sounds distorting. I've got my last paycheck and half a carton of Newports, and I'm never gonna quit till I face my challenge. And I use your mathematics just to average my gallons. And if you buy my tape, it puts work on my odometer. $10 to take me 300 kilometers. Running from myself, won't stop until I pop. So keep an eye open for me at your local record shop. And I discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a what? To my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a to my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a to my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a to my surprise, discovered that I really don't know much. Much of what I know catches a to my surprise. I found myself when I lost myself, and 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 I found on the top sides of both of her hands. She was 43 years old, and as far as I know, had never yet been with a man. It's not that she wasn't attractive, she was beautiful, but it was the way that she interacted. She was aggressively passive, to the point where she would have intimidated any myth that ever tried to catch it. On the right hand, she had a tattoo of a nude girl. She claimed it is what God resembled. she explained, looked like the devil. I remember once watching her touch her own breasts, how the tattoo smiled as they stared down her stomach, as if anticipating when they'd be allowed to caress the sweet flower that they both seemed to hunger. Sweet flower. Now maybe I was high, but it felt so right. Heaven and hell both take to this woman's womb. It didn't make sense how she could commence touching herself with me wide awake in the same room. But if I've learned anything in my years, I've learned I no longer believe in surprise. But what happened next damn near stole my tears. The tattoos came alive right in front of my eyes. They both slowly stood up and climbed off her hands and showed me why she never took some time with a man. They climbed deep inside of this woman's garden. She closed her eyes, she gently bit her bottom lip. I stepped, I left, and I don't regret leaving. And I'll never forget all the things I saw that evening. A glimpse of religion, a piece of coming closer to understanding more about what intrigues me most. I didn't get turned on, I just got turned. I wasn't as aroused as I was concerned. For each one of them I've hurt, and every time I've been burned, I've got a lot to teach, but even more to learn. So now I keep my eyes open, hoping to take in all I can about woman, taking in all she can. And for as long as I breathe, I'll save a seat in my memory for that woman with the tattooed hands. There's good and evil in each individual, for I identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual, for I identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual, for I identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual, for I identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil in each individual, for I identifies needs and feeds our desires. As long as we keep our spirit inspired, she can bite her bottom lip all she wants. There's good and evil.
What do you mean, what was my childhood like? What difference does that make?
I don't even know.
My childhood was messed up, so what? Everybody's childhood. What's your childhood like? This is the 90s. You find me one person that had it right.
What's that got to do with me rhyming?
What's left? Now when my mother died, I had to take it in stride. There ain't no room for pride in watching your father cry. And dad made it until maybe a year later, when they found his suicide inside of a grain elevator. Got over it, I had no other offers or options. Thought about whether or not mom and pop was watching. Never bothered with caution, no time for fear. Saw my folks carry fear for most of my early years, and I learned from it. Turned numb and ignored the storm. A burning sun waiting for the world to plummet. Finished growing up under my uncle's roof. Taught me how to count all the way up to 100 proof. From watching him, I learned how to gather nourishment, living off the different women that he had to nurture him. And on the surface, I became a normal preteen, more afraid of nuclear war than snake bites and bee stings. My best friend was my TV, game shows and cartoons, substituted for puppies, rainbows and balloons. Now here I am, the shy type, and I think I'm doing alright, considering what it was like living my life. Sunshine, it's all sunshine, it's nothing but sunshine. 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 It's nothing but sunshine. Now it's been 17 summers since I've seen my mother, but every night I see her smile inside my dreams. When I was younger, I didn't actually see the accident happen, but every night I see her smile as it shatters against her screams. I can only imagine Dad's internal reaction. Strained, infernal, burning, bound in his brain. What's it take to make a man that owns acres of land abandon the family plan and drown himself in his grains? I'm glad I left that farm in northern Minnesota, where the time moves slower and the winters are colder. Became a city boy, where everybody acts like they older, where they stick to themselves and keep a chip on their shoulder. 26 years of age, no longer full of rage. I think it's safe to say I've turned the page on my childhood days. Yo, look, Ma, I'm a productive member of society. When I'm drunk, I make noise, but otherwise I live quiet. And on the weekend, I go back up north to reminisce. Remember what it was like, pretending to be a kid. Late at night, I walk the fields and lurk in the shadows, getting even with life by murdering cattle.
Come here.
Yeah. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. Nothing but sunshine. It's all sunshine, it's 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 nothing but sunshine. It's nothing but sunshine. It's nothing but sunshine. It's nothing but sunshine. And I'm gonna be alright, and you're gonna be alright. You ain't gotta hold my hand, just walk with me tonight. And I'm gonna be alright, and you're gonna be alright. You ain't gotta hold my hand, just walk with me tonight. And I'm gonna be alright, and you're gonna be alright. You ain't gotta hold my hand, just walk with me tonight.
Perhaps in a Decepticon era, like 7 or 8 grades up from fitting blocks together. Grab heads after school but get chased by rival letters and skateboards and truck cars and rails. Funny shapes of grip tape. I owned a Mark Rogowski. I rode a goofy footed. Sicker, I learned to ollie on Coke 4 or 5 malt liquor and that's it. For me it got not any more acrobatic, but we pedal around Manhattan for lack of better action. One kid is a point man in Pakistani bodega. He sold those loose camel and built it to underagers. Smoke 'em on a promenade, water balloons drop, hit car, run from cops, skate quick. Basically both on a location and laugh cause it feels dangerous. Daily vacation under the Brooklyn Bridge, across on the Brooklyn Bank, show up uninvited. Some kids are drinking beer tonight, they're excited. Brooklyn Tech, Brooklyn Friends, Stuyvesant, plus rich kids, thug wannabes and hippie chicks on some escapist shit. We felt the separate factions and cliques trading places and formed our own section comprised of Nike uptowns, born on mediocre skaters. It's like this. Yo, this kid Ivan made the trek from Rose Island for a plastic cup of cold duck in a relaxed social environment. He jetted from this section when the meathead started wildin'. His aesthetic wasn't their style, so they used bass to redesign it.
Homecoming,
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 homecoming. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was just a moment of these will be the definitions and other stimulus that cause your growing.
homecoming,
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 homecoming.
Sometimes it was good, and other times contradicted, but no matter where I stood, I still managed to stand. The last time I laughed this hard, I was a child. It was the type of giggle that would make a young mother smile. I can't remember the why, but the wallpaper patterns had me running in circles, trying to defend my Saturn. Just me and my box of Machiavellian cheese. All I really wanna do is show you my disease. She didn't have the courage to kiss me goodnight, but I'ma give you my word that everything'll be alright. Like what the fuck, this phone is disconnected. Just my luck, I need advice before my love gets misdirected. Guess it's just another symptom of, just another victim of the warfare and those caught between Sean and the sun. Did I mention the drugs that used to make us spew forth? Carried barely nearly half the pleasure of a pack of Newports. Breathe it in, breathe it out, what it really be about. I'm trying to lose and elude all excuses to scream and shout. Every moment I spent wishing my parents back together would have been better lent to preparing me for the weather. Rocking my t-shirt that reads whatever, all in an effort to relieve the pressure. That Minnesota good sleep. This wood is cheap and now fire's back in style. If I had better teeth, I would try to crack a smile. Well, here I am, Mr. Typical, ridiculously meticulous when painting pictures of pitiful. And little did I know, and less did I care, they would chew up and swallow all that I threw out there. It's not fair, screams the one without a voice. Arm that boy, tell him to aim at the ones that got all the toys.
Homecoming,
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 homecoming. Sometimes it was good, and other times contradicted. But no matter where I stood, I still managed to stand.
homecoming,
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 homecoming.
Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was totally lonely. These are the definitions and how to stimulate and cause it growing.
There it is. Is that what you want? There it is. Is that what you want? Is that really what you want? I'm coming home. Is that what you want? Atmosphere! Big Slug! DJ Abilities! The ANT! Rhyme Sayers Entertainment! 1,200 motherfucking hobos! The Allies! DJ Andrew! DJ Apollo! Aaron Money! Aaron Wade! DJ Babu, the Beat Junkies, DJ Bird, Bizarro, B-Money, Buck 65, Kemtier, Cool Akeem, Cut Chemist, Develop, Disco T, Mr. Dibbs, DJ Drez, Eclipse, Eddie Def, Eddie Ill, Egon, the 5th Platoon, DJ Fingers, DJ Francisco, his Panic, Infamous, the Invisible Scratch Pickles, J Biz, JB the Pervert, JEL spells gel, John Doe, J Rock, J Slim, J Storm, DJ King IXL, K Salam, Cotton Candy, Mr. Len, Lord Aswad, DJ Mayonnaise, DJ Mech, Mr. Sinister, Mixmaster Mike, Mondi and Brett, Mysterio, Neil Armstrong, DJ Newmark, DJ Oates, Peanut Butter Wolf, Peter Parker, PNS, DJ Precise, P-Trix, Qbert, DJ Quest, Radar, DJ Revolution, DJ Rickmatic, Rip1, Rob Swift,
Rockwell, Rockwell, Rockwell! Rock Raider! Roly Roll! Rude One! Scratch Perverts! DJ Shadow! DJ Shiro! Shortcut! DJ Signify! DJ Slice! Smoke! Solo! The Space Travelers! DJ Spectacular! Steezo! Steezo! DJ Swamp! Sway and King Tech. Tone Be Nimble! Total Eclipse. DJ Vadim! Vinrock. The Vinyl Addicts! DJ Wax. The Worldwide Heavyweights! The Executioners. Oh yeah, and I can't forget Willie Lose, the We travel like the wind across the rotten fruited plain. We travel like the blood that surrounds your brain. Atmosphere is landed, demanding that we raise the curve. Expand the kingdom, calling all heads of the earth. The first tour brought us all the way to Dallas. 7 deep in the MPV to keep the balance. A van full of talent with no place to sleep. Hey yo, Abuse, you really think this food is safe to eat? Yo, peace to that kid they call Orby. Without him, no heads in Texas would know me. That fella hooked us up with a hotel and mics to rip. And now Deep Ellum is decorated with Rhymesayer stickers. In that same turn, he took me to Kansas City, Missouri. I think Danny Boy still owes me money for tapes. I met a writer named Gear who let us crash on his floor and drank a 30-pack of beer with that kid Dirty Dave. From the rave to the why not love Milwaukee. Aaron Waite and JB got that late night hype. The Rusty Pelicans are eloquent at rocking the party. And my man Self One keeps the jam hella tight. Speaking of tight, you ever been to Atlanta? That's where the Micronauts live. Kulak and I Self, Ayo Shaka, I vow until the end of now. No matter what, where, why, how, Mikasa is Sukasa. You gotta love St. Louis where the culture's awake. With the dance, the paint, the beats, and the rhyme. Yo, peace to be money and solo, no matter where I go. Seems like I always leave a piece of me behind. Ayo, we travel like the wind across the rotten fruited plain. We travel like the blood that surrounds your brain. Atmosphere is landed, demanding that we raise the curve. And let the man's worth stand behind his words. I gotta give my piece to the people out east. My man, I'm all standing tall in the belly of the beast. And 8 a.m. lounging out in NH. Hold the space on your couch for when I make it that way. Hey yo, Alias, I feel your pain. So keep saving the children and keep praying for rain. Cause when the water falls, the puddles will never drain. And they'll discover the love that lives in Maine. There's a garden that's growing out in Baltimore. Lab Tech One's voice through a monitor. Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Boston. On the tape or in the car, I get lost quite often. Crossing the border to Canada and watching it grow. 6'2" and $165, knee deep in snow. Aaron Newell introduced me to the Newfie groupies. And in Toronto, Doc's got the studio hot. New York, big city of dreams. Get with me when you're ready to be part of the team. My man Aesop Rod prep the theories for the launch. And in the Bronx is where Mike Ladd holds the conch. And out west, the weather's blessed. But I can never mess with y'all's earthquakes. I'm trying to live to see another birthday. I'll only visit for a minute to kick it with soul. Mood swing, Anacron, and Noel. DJ Fingers down in San Diego. Gotta censor my flows for the wake-up show. Yo, did you feel that tremor? I think it's time for us to go. Ayo, we travel like the wind across the rotten fruited plain. We travel like the blood that surrounds your brain. Atmosphere is landed, demanding that we raise the curve. Moving town to town, looking for work. Dose One is a weirdo. Mr. Dibbs is a hobo. Illogic is my hero. I give nobody a promo. Rip is in the studio with Yoni on the oboe. No, you cannot play with Lionesses. Yo, to Chicago, I don't even know where to start. Every time I leave your parts, you keep a piece of my heart. The double door, Royale, Barama, in the Metro. Rubber Room, Spo, Juice, Thor 4, all natural.
the gel, what the hell, it's time to party. We should dip to Mardi Gras and find ourselves some women. I travel with we travel at the speed of tongue. No matter where I'm at, I don't forget where I'm from. In your Walkman or in your girlfriend, it's all alike. I'm just grateful that I'm capable of holding this mic and holding it tight and knowing what's right and showing some light and glowing so bright. Ayo, we travel like the wind across the rotten fruited plain. We travel like the blood that surrounds your brain. Atmosphere is landed, demanding that we raise the curve. I'm trying to fill you all before I leave this earth. People keep moving, people keep moving. I'm trying to fill you all before I leave this earth. People keep moving, people keep moving. I'm trying to fill all of y'all before I leave this earth. People keep moving, people keep moving. I'm trying to fill you all before I leave this earth. People keep moving, people keep moving. I'm trying to fill you all before I leave